What is going on, guys? Ed Grouch here. Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to the vlog. Today we're back in my 2016 Audi TT to discuss the opposite to what I did a couple of weeks back, which was the 5 things I hated about my Audi, because today we're going to be talking about the 5 things I absolutely love about my TT. Of course, here we have my mum. You may have seen her before in videos like the Mallorca vlog, and I don't think she's ever really been on camera before, but here she is. You can see she's ultra photogenic and perfect for the job. So I've actually made a list of the 5 things I like most about the car, and I thought on the way, today we're actually going to go to West Quay just to do some shopping, for something to do, because it's a Saturday, it's relatively sunny, so it is a bit of a shame to stay indoors playing video games all day like I usually would. So today we're going to West Quay, and I thought I'd discuss the first thing I love about the TT on the way to the shopping centre. Yeah, so I thought I'd talk about the first thing I liked about the car, so that is the overall practicality of the TT. Now, of course, it is technically really a 2-seater because the back seats are unusable, but they're good for storage, the boot's quite large, and for a sports car, it's actually got a relatively tight turning circle, meaning it's easy to park and pretty easy to navigate around tight spaces and small car parks. So, quick spot while we're here. Obviously, this GTR behind me is absolutely epic. Not entirely sure what year it is because it is a personal plate, but it looks awesome. Judging by the fact that it hasn't got headlights on it, I'd assume it was probably a Japanese import, but it absolutely looks amazing. And I can't believe I've spotted one here. I think this is the second one I've actually seen in West Quay. I've previously seen a Huracan 610-4 and a Gallardo here as well. So there's actually some quite cool cars if you go down to the underground bit where people try and park and get out of the way of the, the big masses of usual cars. But it's definitely a pretty cool spot nonetheless. And I love seeing them up close because they're just so big and so aggressive, and you really realise how much there is under the bonnet when you see the size of them. So my mum's just ran in Lush to get some presents for her friends, but the second thing I absolutely love about the car I bought has to be the fact that it's a manual. So of course, when I actually picked the car up, I had to try and get the cheapest spec I could so that I could actually meet the regulations of having my insurance low enough to only pay £3,000. But that's quite difficult considering the fact that I was 19 when I picked it up and the vehicle was valued at just shy of £30,000. So with that, I had to get the 1.8, which in turn I thought you had to get us a manual, but it turns out I could have got an S-tronic. But I'm quite glad I actually got it as a manual because it's really blisteringly fast. The fact that it's a manual allowed me to launch it a bit more, gave me a bit more control over when I outputted the power from the vehicle. And overall, it's just been a fantastic driver's experience driving a manual. Now, while it will be probably having better in terms of trackability and overall speed having an S-tronic and probably even fuel mileage, it's been such good fun having a manual, and I would highly recommend if you get a car that's probably got less than 400 brake horsepower to get it as a manual just to get more involved in the driving experience. What one did you go for?
I went for Intergalactic because it's my favourite.
Yeah.
And Dragon's Feet.
Who are they for?
2 are for someone else and 1's for me.
I'm actually quite a big fan of Lush bath bombs, as far as I don't want to admit it. But I don't need any at the moment because Beth got me a load of nice Molten Brown stuff for Christmas that I'm still making my way through. So I always smell lovely anyway. But the third thing I absolutely love about the TT is its general handling capability. Now, it is front wheel drive, meaning if it's wet or icy, if you push it too hard, it will understeer a bit. But fortunately, it's got massive tyres on the front, and the engine's actually mounted slightly behind the front axle, meaning the weight distribution is actually pretty good. So you can really push it, go into corners extra hard, and it just sticks like anything. I've never been in a car, with a few exceptions, that stick quite like the TT does. And even though it's front wheel drive, its handling capabilities are absolutely astronomical. And compared with what most people are used to in terms of their automotive experience, the TT is one hell of a good handling car. So I can moderately appreciate the bath bombs, but I can't appreciate going in clothes shops with my mum. I've never actually noticed this before, but on the top floor, right by the cafe, there's actually this whole wall that explains the history of the John Lewis Company, which is actually pretty sick. Obviously, it's all about their partnerships and the different things they've gone through to throughout the years to keep their company growing. It's actually pretty interesting to see that on the wall, but sort of thing you'd see in an expedition rather than at a shop, but certainly a nice touch. What are your favourite things about the TT then? What's your favourite singular thing if you had to pick one thing out?
The interior.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's like a cockpit of a plane.
Oh mate, we're not in
Love
focus. We're out of focus.
Oh, there you go.
Oh no.
Okay.
You guys are going to have to deal with that, I don't care.
Sorry, I
You
look.
like the interior like the cockpit of a plane?
I probably look better out of focus. I wouldn't worry.
Me too. Yeah, I do like the interior. That was so actually that pretty much brings
Do you know
me.
what I like best about it?
What?
That little heartbeat noise it makes when you
Yeah,
stop.
actually when you get out of the car,
When that goes on, I know you're home safe.
Oh. But no, yeah, you do get like a heartbeat noise. You get out. You can control the volume of it. Yeah, you can control the volume, but I have it like maxed out because I'm a bit of a muppet. But yeah, definitely that is a pretty cool aspect.
That's the best bit. I know you're home safe.
And it is quite a premium feature. It reminds you that you're in the Audi TT, which is quite a nice little aspect of it. But yeah, again, the fourth thing I wanted to mention about stuff I love, as we're approaching the car now, has to be the interior aesthetics, which again do look like a plane. They do look awesome, and it is very premium in the inside. You know, all that leather, all the Alcantara, and just the console as well. The whole overall interior look of the car is awesome. And what we're talking about the aesthetics, including in that point, is the headlights. They really made the front of the car so much more aggressive this time around. And it does look really premium. Even the other day when I got petrol, the woman at the petrol station was like, oh, that's a pretty flashy car you've got. And when you look at it just from the front, it does look like a pretty damn flashy car. You've got to give it that. Guys, do you think I'm embarrassing?
Oh, I didn't know we were being filmed with you being embarrassing.
Well, that's good because I'm never embarrassing. Am I?
Just a little. You're very embarrassing.
Mate, that's my middle name. I'm Ed Embarrassing Croucher.
You could be. I should have called you that. Ed the Embarrassment Croucher.
You know what, guys? With the GoPro there, you do get in the way when I'm trying to go around roundabouts. But oh well, it's all for the YouTubes.
Not like that much.
Didn't you?
No, don't do it again just because I didn't like it.
£250 for your talk, and she doesn't like it.
Because I feel sick. Don't do that.
Don't do what? Is she worried about her pulling out?
No, I was worried about me being sick.
Well, you shouldn't eat so many champagne truffles, should
I've
you?
had two.
So yeah, the fifth thing I actually like about the Audi TT is actually the exhaust note. Now, obviously it is a 4-cylinder, meaning it's like a 1.8 4-cylinder, so it's not going to sound great. Any car with a 4-cylinder, in my opinion, never sounds that great because they're just a little bit too linear and not off-peak like a V6 or a V8, or indeed even like a 5-cylinder sounds significantly better because the extra cylinder just makes the note a little bit off-beat, which is absolutely awesome. However, it's not great because it's 4-cylinder, but Audi did manage to make this exhaust crackle, which I was quite impressed by, because obviously they have to meet emissions regulations, although we all know what Volkswagen are like for claiming about emissions regulations. But this car does actually crackle when it's warm. On a cold start, it stops you revving higher than 4,000 RPMs, and it doesn't crackle too well then. But when it's warm and you rev it to redline, it actually does one really big crackle, which is awesome, because personally, as an automotive fan, I like people looking at me because I'm a bit of a knob. Being like the understatement of the year. But yeah, because it crackles, you can get a loud crackle off of it and everyone looks at you, which makes me very, very happy as a knob, yeah. Actually, if you want to see more about the exhaust crackling, check out my dedicated Audi TT exhaust video, which will be linked in the description below, because that is an absolutely epic video, and I do get one sick crackle off it when I'm driving to Eastleigh.
What, that the baby on your airbag thing is flying through the air doing the sort of...
Yeah, another aspect of the car my mum likes is the picture of the baby flying through the air on the airbag warning sticker. Safety is not a joke, right?
No, okay, I'm sorry.
You're not allowed to laugh at dying babies.
No, we're not dying baby, it's just a very athletic baby.
Look, that baby is going to die, Mum. That is a dead baby.
Could be wrong. I won't laugh at it again.
But dead babies are okay if it's a sacrifice for the going sideways and the raw power.
No, it's really not.
No?
But it's an awful picture anyway.
How do you know it's perfectly picked out by Volkswagen for the...
By Volkswagen? I thought we were in an Audi.
Here we are, but they're owned by Volkswagen.
Oh.
That's our Lamborghini.
Why would they pick yours label?
Because this is just a Golf with the body kit.
Oh.
Yeah, I can already see those comments flying in. Golf with the body kit. Yeah, you're right, it is. But you know what?
It's
quite nice.
body.
It's a much nicer body kit.
Yeah, to be fair. And theirs don't go boom boom.
Yeah, exactly. They've got the heartbeat. And that is the entire selling point of the car.
That's why I'd buy it.
Now, we're at a set of lights, which means I can show my mum the launch control.
Oh no, please don't, because I'll be sick. No, I mean it, Ed. I really
Out the
don't.
window if you want one.
And also,
There's a speed camera
oh
on
my
it,
goodness,
it's okay,
no,
we'll
look
be
at
alright.
these two. Don't, look.
Okay, yeah.
Bless, you can't do anything now, look.
Oh, okay.
And don't even take off fast because you'll just frighten him to death. It's a poor old man of about 107 with a long white beard and a turban, and his grandson helping him, and you really can't go fast for that.
No.
You couldn't, could you?
Next set.
No, don't. Oh my word, I hate you sometimes.
That's what my mum wants. My mum wants one of the Range Rover Evokes at the Range Rover garage. I know you can get most of them diesel, and you can get them as petrols. So I think if we let her have one,
Who's this wiggy let her have one?
if we let her have one, guys,
It's up to you
we've got
two.
to make sure she
It's
gets
up to my bank manager, not you two.
the limited edition petrol
No,
one.
we haven't.
Because if you get a diesel car, I will vomit.
I think a little red one like that.
As long as it's petrol, that's fine.
I would buy diesel. God, Edward, stop it! I'm not having that.
What do you think going sideways in the TT
I
one?
don't like it. It makes me feel quite sick. It's either you or the mojitos, I don't know which.
So that is the end of today's video, guys. What do you guys think about the Audi TT? Let me know your thoughts in the description below. I'm aware most of them are going to be pretty bad, but when I was 19 picking it up, I absolutely loved it. And I've got to say, considering I've had it a year and a half now, I've had some fantastic times driving around in the car. Anyway, I'll see you very soon with more content. I'll try and upload new videos every week. Links to all my social media, like my Instagram, which is pretty lit, is down in the description below. And I'll see you next time with my next vlog.